Welcome back to the Antique FANatic. We're back out in the shop tonight, and we've got what I'm going to call episode 2 of this series. I mentioned it on the episode about the 27048 ball motor. Well, this is one we're going to look at today. This is a Century, and it's a 10-inch, and before you dismiss it out of hand, as you know here, it's usually got something fairly unique about it, or else we wouldn't be talking about it. Well, not always. Sometimes I'm boring. So what is it about this? This is an S2-10, S2 10-inch. It's called a Model 37, and I'm not sure when it was made. I'm going to confess. At this point, I'm still doing research. We know that Hunter bought Century's fan manufacturing in 36, I think. So this is pre that acquisition. What is it about this fan that's so great? Well, this one is also a DC 32 volt. And it is really super cool. Well, I say also a DC 32 volt. It is also DC, and it happens to be 32 volt. I've never, and I'm not saying it's rare, but I've never, and I've been collecting fans a very long time, seen a Century DC in a 10-inch. Yeah. So what about this? What are we going to do? We're going to take a look at it up close and see maybe what's wrong with it. I don't think there's a lot wrong with it, but it needs a good cleaning. It needs some lubrication. This, I believe this is the original wiring all the way around, and I'm not sure I want to change it. I might change the cord, but it's kind of pliable. So we're going to get up here and look at it up close, and we'll try to figure out together what we're going to do. There'll be cleaning. Paint's not the greatest, but we'll figure it out. So without further ado's, let's get up here and get to looking at it. Century Electric began producing direct current fans in about 1922 and continued to produce them into the 30s alongside their AC counterparts. Up close and personal with this Century. I know that I started to say that I think this was made prior to the acquisition by Hunter. I'm certain of that. But I wanted to say that I think, based on the badge, which this badge was later, they had that rectangular badge that was brass, embossed brass, and this is later. It's like an aluminum thing. So I think this was probably early 30s, very late 20s at best, because I know they still got the brass blades, which would have probably faded away. I don't know when they did it. There's no catalogs that really show this particular badge that I have found. So you can see this is a pot metal, and I'm rambling. This is the pot metal that everybody detests because it was crap. But it's not cracked as well as I can tell you. The paint is, but I don't think that the pot metal is damaged. And let's get in here, see if you can see the... But that shows you the Model 37, the 32 volt, and you can't really see it very well, but it does say direct current fan, manufactured in USA by Century Electric Company, St. Louis. This part is usually broken on the pot metal, but it isn't. The head wire on this thing is pretty pliable, and I really don't want to mess with taking apart a pot metal fan. I know this base is in good condition because I think that's cast as well, but it is This whole thing is in really nice condition. It looks like all the hardware's here. This, for some reason, this oil port, or this oil cup, was taped here when I got the fan. So I'm not sure if those threads are stripped out in there. We'll find out in due course. But it is a 3-speed fan. And I will tell you, I have run the fan and it does work. So that's very, very good. Hopefully we don't jack it up. I don't want to do that. But this is the original cord. Pretty sure that's the original plug. It says it's a Bedlin plug. Maybe some of you guys that know Century better than I. Alright, that's all for tonight because I don't have enough time to mess with it. But we'll get back out here in the shop hopefully tomorrow night and take it apart as much as possible. Maybe get the brushes out. Like I said, I don't really want to take the motor apart because I don't want to damage that pot metal. If we can lube it, clean it, maybe replace the cord, I think that's more than adequate. So I'm going to get off of here and go sit on my butt and relax for a while. I'm starting to get over my funk finally. And so I guess that's it for now. But for you, it'll be quick. So we'll do this. See you later. Now this video hopefully will be a shorty. I don't plan on working on this one a long time, but I thought we'd tear into it. Hopefully we don't tear it up. That's the goal. Those of you that have worked on pot metal centuries know that you have to be super careful with those things. I mean, super duper. Holy crap. Well, that's a long stinking screw. And I may not be doing much music on this one tonight because I figure this will be a quick video. We'll go ahead and knock this out, clean it up, oil it up, and just call it good. Unless we find something unexpected. There's the cage. Let me get those struts off a little bit. I'm going to get this blade off. Ding. Uh-oh. Somebody's done a job on this thing. Ah, crap. Well, I said it would be a quick video. Probably not going to be a quick video. That thing is stuck. That blade is stuck on that thing. Oh, God, that ain't coming off of there. We'll try a little bit of PB Blaster in the hole. It looks like somebody spray painted the shaft and then wedged a blade on there. Probably with the paint wet. That's awesome. So awesome. And by awesome, I mean no, it's not awesome. Yeah, that may just be on there. We'll take a few things off here. We'll take off what we can. Yeah, somebody has spray painted this thing and didn't do a good job. And if you're watching this video and you did this, then Forgive my judgment and criticism. Alright, I can take the brushes out. Just check them out. I think we are. Okay, that's pretty good. Looks like a pretty healthy brush. Spring's healthy. Spring's in there now. We may not be taking them brushes out. I don't know. That's that. Isn't that fun? Doing. I guess we're not going to take this fan apart. We'll just clean it and call it good. See if this blade is giving up any. Up, it's moving. Oh, yeah. PB Blaster, baby. Look at that. Holy snot. Look at this, folks. See that? Someone painted the stinking shaft. Or oversprayed it. So they painted this fan without taking the shaft out. It could have at least put some masking tape on there. My goodness gracious. As you all know, these are generally busted. And this one is not. And this does not want to come off easy, this cover over the gears. And I'm not going to push it. I'm just not going to push it. I think we're just going to clean this fan up. We'll vacuum it and then we'll wipe it down with some holy spray. And then we're going to call it good. I may touch up some of this paint with a Q-tip and do the cheater touch up. Since some of this paint's flaking off, may hit it with a putty knife and knock some of that loose stuff off. Yeah, we could do that. That's not a big deal. That's easy. Well, we got the blade off. Thank you, PB Blaster. Good stuff, good stuff. Not good paint. Terrible paint. Look at it wrong and it comes off. So we're going to try to clean as much of this off as we can. And we'll touch it up a little bit along. I'm going to try to get some of this paint off this shaft. It's not going to be too terrible difficult, because it was thin on there to start with, but we're going to take that all off there so we can get that blade back on all the way like it should be. Wow, holy crap. Brush is taking paint off the motor housing pretty good too. We're going to have to get some what a pain. Paint is a pain, whether you're taking it off or putting it on. No matter how you look at it, folks. Get that off that oil cup. They painted over that too. This is just I feel like just hopefully making things better, but never sure how it's going to work out videos. If it makes any sense to y'all. Just having a day. Quite a day, in fact. A month. It's been one of those months you just want to wake up and not deal with it anymore. Let's do a little cleaning just for the base. So we're going to try to make things a little better. We're going to clean this metal a little bit where we flake this off. See if we can't touch it up a little bit. Because I feel like it wasn't cleaned properly, and that's why the paint never stuck on this portion. So we're going to just clean this up and see if we can go back over it and touch it up. I kind of consider myself an artist, and my 10th grade art teacher gave us a task one time where we painted watercolor with Q-tips, and I did pretty good. I put mine in the art show and I got first place. Not to brag, but it was pretty good. It's still here somewhere. Dig it out one of these days. Okay. I'm going to cover up my face so I don't breathe a bunch of paint. I got a fan on to blow some of the fumes around. This won't be a whole lot, I don't think. So. Not a landscape, folks, but it's not terrible. It's not terrible. Hey, it looks better than it did. That's all I'm going to say. Looks a lot better than it did. Okay, we're going to leave it at that. Let the paint dry, and then we'll come back, try to clean it up a little bit more, oil it, reassemble it, perhaps tomorrow. But for now, we're going to tidy up the shop a bit, and I'll see you like this. If you like your antique fans to actually look their age, give this video a thumbs up, click subscribe, and ring that bell, and we'll keep those dinosaurs spinning. Good little punch. FYI, you could do clean paint off that shaft, and this blade was not on there all the way. But now it is, so the set screw hits the flat part. At least we did make one thing a little bit better. That's real good. Okay. Not much left to do. Okay, we're back out here. We finished doing stuff to the Century S210 32 volt DC. And, you know, am I orthodox? Nope, very unorthodox. But I think it came out really good and a lot better than it would have been, because those of you that have dealt with these things know that you can look at them wrong and the motor housing will just crumble. So we handled it with kid gloves. We cleaned up that loose paint, fixed it up with a little holy spray on there. Yeah, can't even tell the difference. It's like brand new. You just dab it on with a Q-tip and then rub it down after it's had time to dry, and it looks pretty decent. Looks better than it did. I'll go that far. We oiled it, and amazingly, the cord is all in good shape. I mean, it's got a few nicks in the outer braiding, but that's it. There's nothing, no bare metal. The inner braiding's intact, and it's still pretty flexible. I'm going to leave it alone because it being a 32 volt DC fan, it's not like I'm going to use this for a nightly bedtime fan. That would be insane. So what we're going to do is we're going to preserve this as is, as a specimen. We got it good enough to where it'll run and we can show it off. We're running it on the Variac over here from Dr. Bill Variac and the Selenium Rectifier. And we're going to fire that up for you right now. Now, keep in mind, I think I've been all over the map on the dates. But I think probably early mid-30s, I would say. Pre-Hunter buyout. But because of this aluminum badge, that's why I'm thinking it is what it is. I don't know. Maybe you guys can correct me. Model 37. I haven't found a catalog for it yet, but I'm still looking. But back to this. We're going to run this thing. Hopefully it doesn't go poof right now. That would be something. There it is. Look at the sweep on that thing. Is that not cool? Yeah. It's a heavy rag. Oh, oh. That's high. Let's go down to medium. And if we dare, it's low. What do you know? She goes on low. And there's your high again. There's no broken spots in the pot metal, so I didn't tear it up. And like I said, this is part 2 of a several episode long sequence where we're going to focus on fans from one estate that's been pretty good, and they all have a few things in common. We'll say that. But for now, we're going to run along. Got space issues. We appreciate you watching as always. And we'll see you on the next episode of The Antique FANatic. God bless.